After years of silence and non-stop speculation, Brad Pitt has finally decided to address the lingering questions about his relationship with Jenniffer Aniston. And what he reveals is nothing short of jaw-dropping, offering a heartfelt glimpse into what really caused their much-talked-about breakup. If that isn't enough, Brad also tackles the ongoing rumors about a possible reconciliation with his ex-wife, leaving fans speechless as he opens up about his deepest regrets and the true reason their relationship unraveled. Keep watching until the very end for Brad's raw confession about his love life, and you'll be shocked by the lingering connection he still shares with Jenniffer. Brad Pitt's romantic life has always been under the spotlight. He first became a tabloid sensation in the late 1980s and early 1990s, when his relationships with co-stars were constantly making headlines. Back then, Pitt briefly dated actress Robin Givens, his co-star in Head of the Class. He then moved on to a relationship with Jill Schoelen, his co-star from Cutting Class, followed by an eye-catching romance with Juliette Lewis, whom he met while filming Too Young to Die and California. While these relationships were short-lived, and Juliette was only 17 when they got involved, he was 27, they still generated quite a bit of buzz. However, those early relationships quickly faded from public memory. Things truly heated up for Pitt's romantic life when he embarked on a relationship with actress Gwyneth Paltrow, who starred alongside him in Seven. The pair met in 1994 on the set of the David Fincher thriller, where Paltrow played Pitt's doomed wife. The connection was instant, at least for Pitt. In a 1997 interview with Rolling Stone, he reflected on their first encounter, sharing, "I knew right away. I got within 10 feet of her, and I turned goofy. I couldn't even speak." While Pitt fell fast and hard, Paltrow took her time realizing the depth of his feelings. She later admitted to the Los Angeles Times that, although she knew Pitt liked her, she didn't understand just how strong his emotions were initially. Regardless, their whirlwind romance soon became public, turning them into one of Hollywood's most talked-about couples. In April 1995, the pair made their first major appearance together at the UK premiere of Legends of the Fall. Soon after, while filming 7 Years in Tibet in Argentina, Pitt proposed to Paltrow. When they returned from the trip, Paltrow had an engagement ring on her finger, and Pitt described the proposal as one of the best moments of his life. They appeared to be the perfect couple, and Pitt couldn't contain his excitement for their future together. He gushed about his eagerness to get married in a Rolling Stone interview, saying, "Marriage is an amazing thing, because I'm only going to do it once." However, despite Pitt's determination to make the marriage work, their relationship took an unexpected turn. Just 6 months after getting engaged, the couple announced they were calling it quits. Though they maintained a cordial relationship, both quickly moved on. Paltrow would eventually marry Coldplay's Chris Martin, while Pitt soon found himself in one of the most talked-about celebrity romances of the early 2000s, with Jenniffer Aniston. Pitt and Aniston first crossed paths in the mid-1990s, introduced by their managers. At the time, both were still in other relationships. Pitt was with Paltrow, while Aniston was involved with actor Tate Donovan. But as their stars continued to rise, both ended up single around the same time. Aniston, just fresh out of her relationship with Donovan, was beginning to gain massive fame for her role on Friends. Meanwhile, Pitt had just gone through the highly publicized breakup with Paltrow. It was perfect timing. The chemistry between them was undeniable. Aniston later shared that their first real evening together was easy and fun. After just a few months of dating, they decided to keep their romance out of the public eye for a while. When they made their first public appearance together at the 1999 Emmy Awards, they stole the spotlight, marking the start of what would become one of Hollywood's most iconic pairings. Then, in one of the most memorable moments of their relationship, Aniston revealed her engagement ring at a Sting concert in New York. The ring, a custom-designed diamond and platinum piece, sent fans into a frenzy. Rumors quickly spread that their engagement might face the same fate as Pitt's previous one with Paltrow, but this time, it was different. In July 2000, the couple tied the knot in a lavish Malibu wedding, surrounded by family, friends, and Hollywood's elite. Their wedding day was filled with memorable moments that reflected their down-to-earth personalities. Aniston humorously promised to always make Pitt his favorite banana milkshake, while Pitt jokingly vowed to compromise on the thermostat settings. The wedding was a fairy tale, and their relationship seemed to be the epitome of happiness. They quickly became Hollywood royalty. A year after their wedding, the couple once again made headlines when Pitt guest starred in one of the most iconic episodes of Friends, playing a former classmate of Aniston's character, Rachel Green. His appearance was one of Aniston's favorite moments on the show, and it only solidified their status as Hollywood's golden couple. But while their public image was flawless, cracks in their relationship were already beginning to form. Media outlets relentlessly speculated about when the couple would start a family, with Aniston often entertaining questions about babies. In interviews, she joked that 2 or 3 children would be ideal, while Pitt aimed for a larger family, 7 kids to be exact. Behind the scenes, however, life wasn't always as glamorous as it appeared. In candid interviews, Aniston shared that despite their love for one another, marriage wasn't without its challenges. They weren't immune to arguments, and she confessed that she didn't trust any couple that claimed they never fought. Aniston's honest take on their marriage showed that even Hollywood's most adored couple had its difficulties. The turning point came in 2005. On January 7th, after a much-needed vacation in Anguilla, Pitt and Aniston shocked the world by announcing their separation. Their joint statement aimed to quell rumors, emphasizing that there was no scandal, no infidelity, just 2 people going their separate ways. Still, the tabloids refused to back down, speculating that Pitt's growing connection with his Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star, Angelina Jolie, played a role in the breakup. While Pitt and Jolie denied any romantic involvement during the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the timeline of events didn't help their case. Just a month after Aniston filed for divorce, photos emerged of Pitt vacationing with Jolie in Kenya, looking very much like a couple. Shortly after, Jolie adopted a baby girl from Ethiopia, with Pitt accompanying her on the trip. The media's portrayal of Pitt and Jolie as a new power couple was in full swing, and the nickname Brangelina was born. For Aniston, the media circus surrounding Pitt and Jolie made the divorce even more painful. In a candid interview with Vanity Fair, Aniston opened up about her grief, describing the intense public scrutiny as overwhelming. She reflected on the stages of mourning her marriage, explaining that it cracked her open in ways she never expected. Aniston revealed that while the media painted her as a victim, she was determined to rise above it and move on with her life. Despite the heartbreak, Pitt and Aniston remained on friendly terms. In an interview with V magazine, Pitt expressed that his shared history with Aniston couldn't be erased. "We have a lot of life together that isn't wiped away in any way," he said, hinting at the bond they still shared despite the end of their marriage. Yet things took an awkward turn in 2011, 6 years after their split, when Pitt sat down for an interview with Parade magazine. In what was meant to be a reflective conversation, Pitt made comments about his life during his marriage to Aniston that ignited a media frenzy. He described feeling unfulfilled during that time, saying he was trying to pretend the marriage was something it wasn't. Fans and media outlets quickly interpreted this as a critique of Aniston, and the backlash was swift. Pitt later clarified his remarks, expressing regret over how they were interpreted. He emphasized that his comments weren't meant to criticize Aniston, but rather to reflect on his own state of mind during that period. He praised Aniston as an incredibly giving, loving, and hilarious woman, and reiterated that their relationship was still important to him. However, the damage was done. Pitt's comments, coupled with his glowing praise for Jolie in the same interview, created a stark contrast between his 2 marriages. While he admitted to feeling lost during his time with Aniston, he described his relationship with Jolie as fulfilling and life-changing. He went on to call Jolie the greatest gift and gushed about their family life, saying he had never been happier. In 2012, Jolie and Pitt announced their engagement after 7 years together. Their family had grown to 6 children, and the media was once again obsessed with their every move. The couple tied the knot in 2014 in a private ceremony at their estate in France, with their children playing significant roles in the event. But just 2 years later, their seemingly perfect union came crashing down. In 2016, Jolie filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, and what followed was a lengthy and bitter custody battle over their children. Despite their best efforts to handle the split privately, the details of their deteriorating relationship made headlines. Jolie later accused Pitt of physical and verbal outbursts during a private plane incident in 2016, which she claimed led to the breakdown of their marriage. The legal battles between Pitt and Jolie raged on for years, with their custody arrangements frequently changing. Pitt was eventually granted joint custody of their children in 2021, but the ruling was later overturned, leaving their custody issues unresolved. During this time, rumors of a possible reconciliation between Pitt and Aniston began swirling again. Fans were hopeful after Pitt attended Aniston's 50th birthday party, and their warm exchange at the 2020 SAG Awards fueled speculation even further. Although the two have repeatedly stated that they're just friends, the public can't seem to let go of the idea of a Brad and Jen reunion. For now, though, both Pitt and Aniston appear to be on separate paths. Pitt has been linked to jewelry designer Inez de Ramon, while Aniston continues to focus on her career. Still, as the years go by, the public remains fascinated by their love story and the what-ifs that linger around Hollywood's former golden couple. As Pitt's love life continues to make headlines, his complicated family dynamics with Jolie and their children remain a central focus of the media. With each new revelation, the saga of Brad Pitt's romantic entanglements keeps the world captivated, ensuring that this story is far from over.